A long time ago, around the infancy of YouTube, I was just a junior in high school. And like all other youth my age, we were all heavily into all the super cool remixes of game themes. Everyone was going to YouTube and posting their renditions of the Mega Man theme or Legend of Zelda remixes. It was really the golden age of video gaming music on YouTube. However, one stood out and became kind of the father or one of the biggest contributing members to its popularity of the genre. I'm talking about this song. Meet Tom Brier, a YouTube gaming music legend you've never heard of. A man whose story really should be told. Tom Brier was born in 1971 in Oakdale, California. He took to the piano at a relatively early age. By age 4, his parents had already gotten him a player piano for home. For those born after the year 2000, a player piano is a self-playing piano that uses perforated paper on rolls to play the piano similarly to what you would see on a music box. Bewildered by the ragtime tunes the piano would play, Tom started playing them himself. He would copy the notes that the piano would play and focus on the bouncy tunes, and soon was able to replicate the songs. Tom had become completely obsessed, and by the age of 6, with only a year of studies under him, he actually completed his first piece of ragtime music composition. At age 6, I couldn't even pick my favorite Power Ranger, much less tell you any degree of music theory. This child was a prodigy, and that is an understatement. By 14, he was recognized by the California ragtime community, and even was able to attend some of the meetings of the Sacramento Ragtime Society. Before I even started going down this rabbit hole, I didn't even know there was a ragtime society at all. Sometimes it's a treat to be surprised by little pieces of knowledge. He would also go on to perform at larger events where he would grow his talents, such as like when he would performed at the West Coast Ragtime Festival. There he bewildered many veterans in his field and becoming somewhat of a sensation. Into his adult years, he would put out several ragtime albums. A good chunk is on Spotify, just so you know. His first was released in 1997 called Generic, and his most recent, to my belief, is Constellations back in 2012. On his website, there are over 200 songs of his to listen to. The header on the website itself reads, "Whether you play piano or enjoy listening, we know you love Tom Brier's music." And they're right. I discovered Tom looking for music for my channel, and I found myself listening to a playlist of his at my job all day, just fascinated. While still in high school, he accomplished so much as a pianist, and as a line on the website said about Tom, some performers compose and some composers perform, but very few do both equally well. And he was doing both long before he even got his driver's license. Tom would eventually graduate from Oakdale High School near the top of his class, showing that he wasn't just a one-note performer. He would go on to attend and graduate from State University at Turlock with a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science in 1993, making Tom not only great with the keyboard of a piano, but a computer as well. In the 2000s, Tom was well known in the ragtime scene, and with the help of his friend Ron Odell, this would translate onto the World Wide Web itself. Odell ran a YouTube channel, which I absolutely am going to link in the description. And in 2006, Ron had the idea to have Tom play on his channel. Showcasing Tom's original and covers of classic ragtimes was a great success for his channel, but it really didn't start shining until he began doing covers of gaming songs with his own signature flair that really took the internet by storm. He would play Super Mario, Sonic the Hedgehog, and many more, just to name a few.
This one definitely needs to be Brierized. It starts out simple and gets more, but it just doesn't, it's not more enough. So Tom, what can you do with it?
Oh, I'm getting put on the spot.
Not only would he do covers of these songs, which, by the way, he'd never heard of before, so he was doing this all complete sight reading on the spot, but also he would ragtime them up on the fly with playful but absolutely perfect technical skill and coordination. Any former and current musician will tell you how difficult sight reading is, but on the fly, as Tom does, and add his own signature flair, it's just absolutely mind-boggling. These videos would blow the minds of viewers, giving ragtime zazz to many already beloved tracks, which was seemingly the recipe for success. But Tom honestly just wanted to play. He just wanted to play, enjoy ragtime, and maybe communicate it to future generations. It truly was Tom's passion. Now, Tom is truly a visionary in his genre, and I'm sure you're all wondering, well, this guy's so great and amazing, whatever happened to the guy? Unfortunately, not all stories have happy endings. This leads me to the events of August 6, 2016. August 6, 2016. His meteoric rise met with a similarly meteoric fall. Tom was driving and stopped in a line of cars when he was struck violently from behind by a speeding truck. The California Highway Patrol reported to have said that that truck was going anywhere between 50 to 60 miles an hour. Tom being extracted from the wreckage of his vehicle, he miraculously clung to life in an intensive care unit. Tom would thankfully come to after some time, after being in a coma. He would come to with partial paralysis of his right side, inability to speak, and several brain injuries. Within moments, a career spanning over 30 years was just taken away. When I first went down the rabbit hole on this one, my heart absolutely shattered all over the floor at the sound of this absolute tragedy. The word unfair isn't even close to what this was, and the grief I'm sure his friends, family, and himself must have felt is beyond measure. When I first heard this tale and followed Ron's page, I joined the Discord that they have available, and there are a lot of Tom updates, including him supposedly being able to hold a pen again, and most impressively, Tom was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Scott Joplin International Ragtime Foundation. I love hearing wonderful things about Tom's recovery, as he brought joy to millions of people before his career tragically ended, and hopefully long after. Long before, he helped foster a community and many up-and-coming musicians, inspiring them and fostering them along the way. Although my channel may be small, I hope the story of Tom Brier reaches a couple people, because I feel not enough people know of Tom. Tom was a great musician, and really, I feel like his name, his music, and legacy should be carried on. Now, when I was researching this, I found very little information on Tim other than what was written in a handful of articles or on his website. And honestly, it's a shame that not more people have covered Tom. His life, his story is just one that I feel really needs to be told. And Tom's accolades are not just limited to YouTube, of course. He would play at many festivals and encourage many young players to foster their talent for a new generation. And of course, like I said, he recently was just awarded that Lifetime Achievement Award. And that's the story of Tom Brier. The story of a man who exemplifies passion, commitment, and creativity. Someone who poured all his energy into perfecting his craft with love and a will to overcome. Although Tom may not be playing anymore, his music lives on even in the face of adversity. Whether it be his YouTube videos, his compositions, or in the hearts of those who know him. It's wonderful knowing how much he inspired and the effect that he had on music, even if you didn't know it. Well, here's to Tom and Ron, wishing you all nothing but the best. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. I'd like to personally thank all my beautiful Patreons that you see scrolling on the screen here. If you give it a like, it really helps me out in the algorithm, and follow me on social media. If something were ever to happen to this channel, it's the only way you'd know something was up. Something really cool I did notice while I was making this is that I noticed Ron's channel is just 3,000-ish subs away from hitting that 100k subs. And I know it's a big ask, but if everyone from my sub list would like to go and sub Ron's channel, maybe we can get him that YouTube plaque. Anyway, thank you all for coming and listening to me rant about one of my favorite positive forces on YouTube. And as always, I'm Lorlock. Cheers.